their wider business. Hawkins, for example, makes the valid point that leaders and coaches who aim to assist teams making this kind of transformational change need a high degree of coaching skill at this level. And when we look at the facilitation and team performance coaching, they are defined by their internal focus. So these comprises the internal processes and dynamics of what a team is working on and how they learn to work together. And to summarize, an external focus means supporting teams to reach beyond simply how they are working together and move towards how they are impacting others and what other stakeholders also need them to be successful. So can you move to the next slide, please, Claire? And this slide here, we literally call them team coaching, that we do proper or pure or real team coaching. So the little and the title was real, and it's a project, not just an event. So it's worth it at the bottom, and it's working at the team level. Whilst we also, of course, coach the team leader and quite often the other team members as well. And it's about impact and performance. It is a project, again, and not an event. And it's handled relationally and systemically. And it looks at the needs of our here, there, and the ways the team can meet them. It enables reflective practice and sharing of learning. Can you move to the next slide, please, Claire? The main thing in this slide here is we partner with the team to enable them to achieve their purpose and value, and add value to the organization. So there are a couple of definitions there, and the one that we like is the high performance team coaching system takes a systematic approach, meaning that it is not just focused on supporting the internal dynamics of the team, but it also concentrates on the organizational system in which the team operates. So the last component of the high performance team coaching definition is to accomplish and exceed the goals required by the organization. Can we go to the next one, please, Claire? Thank you. And the systemic coaching we were talking about. So we need to get across looking at the emerging future, and we use a future back lens, and we listen to the stakeholders' needs. And we do this through our TAP 360 profiling tool here in CoachME. So I would love to propose an activity now so we can experience the immediate system and the wider systems that we are interconnected. So if you can grab a paper and pen, and if you don't have it, just imagine or visualize it. So if you're visualizing, you might want to close your eyes. And I would love you to draw yourself or write your name in the middle. Just pause for a moment and think of the word systems and the systems in your body. Your digestive system, the nervous system, and so forth. And then from you, just draw, write, or put shapes for people around you and your immediate family system. And you put them in one place together on the page. And in one place around you, you put the system of your family. And you might want now to write your community system, followed by your friendship system. After you allocated those two systems, Just put your work system there and the clients that you serve. Now just go with that and let's go even wider. Bring in the clients that your clients serve and any other stakeholders relevant to those systems. You might think, for example, if you're team coaching in a school, it's the examination bodies. It can also be the Ministry of Education and so forth. So just lean back and consider what you're noticing about the way the interconnect systems work together. And also notice what you're experiencing in your body when you consider any blockages in any of those systems. And you might want to then say, just bring yourself back to the focus. Come up to the fore and look around education. The students not having examinations this year, for example, and the blockages that have happened just because of that homeschooling. So this is an example of an experience of mapping out a system. We would love to hear later on from you, but now we are moving to the systems and the sites of a systemic focus. If you want to share in the chat what you've experienced, we will go through that later. So share, Claire, can you please share the other slide? Yes, thank you. This slide alone needs 3 hours. So we will send it over to you after the session so we and you can go through the wide systemic coaching and how they can really have an impact on you as a coach, a team coach. And the last slide that I'm going to talk about today is backing up the stakeholder mapping. So the activity I have just coached you around is exactly what we do, but in different ways with teams we coach, just to enable them to understand stakeholders' needs. And now Claire and Mark will provide a demo of team coaching with our ICF Doha board. Thank you. Off to you, Claire.
Fabulous, Adriana. So
thank you.
One thing we do in terms of activities with teams, as Adriana said, is stakeholder mapping. Other things we do are voices in the system, ghosts that have moved on. What's your place in the system? And so forth. Where's influence and power in this team and beyond? Another thing that we do is things like as is and to be. You can do this on the screen in Miro, or you can, when we're in person, 2 flip charts. Here's as we are, here's what we need to be doing, be working like, be experiencing ourselves for the sake of the purpose of our stakeholders, internal and also external as well. And there's just a few things we do with teams. What myself and Mark are going to do now is actually look at team purpose. Again, the slide, you'll get the details later, but we've given permission very kindly from ICF Doha to experiment, shall we say, with them in terms of an activity around team purpose. So to set up this activity, here's what we're going to do. We'd like you all to go off camera and unmute. And Adriana's now got her other hat on as someone who is a member of the ICF Doha board. So take a breath and move on, Adriana. And we're going to do this like a fishbowl. So the people that are the team coaches, myself and Mark, And then the board, what we need to do is pin all of you, and everyone else is off camera, and the team coaches are on camera. So anyone else who's co-host, if you help me do the pinning, that will make things a little bit quicker. And there's Zaina, who's missing here. Usha.
So you can use the spotlight also, so they can, follow that.
Fabulous. Okay. And where's Mark?
I already pinned him, Claire.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah. So what we're, so that you can experience it as well, what we're going to do is share in the chat a link. And on these slides, you only need from, I believe it's slide 6. The team have had these already. We also do this by having the pictures on Miro. What myself and Mark decided for the sake of the activity was actually to have the team here where we can all see them, as opposed to everyone looking at slides. And I invite now all the members of the board that are present with us to take yourselves off mute. There's one person who's got an unusual noise when they took themselves off mute. If you need to be on mute, that's okay as well. And just notice what you're experiencing as you bring yourself to this part of the session. Notice your breathing. Notice where your feet are. Notice potentially the vulnerability being observed during coaching, and you're aware this is being recorded. And we invite you to connect with each other and enjoy and honor this moment of working together around team purpose. For ICF Doha. And I know Zaina's got a crackly noise. If you need to type at any point, Zaina, then Samira will read out what you've typed, should the noise not go away. And the board have all got the pictures on their phones already, or double screens. And over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Claire. So what we want to do now is you've got the pictures, you've got the images, and sitting where you are, I want you to take a look at those, and I want you to select an image that resonates with you. Just take a moment to take a look. Which picture, which image speaks to you? So when we sort of start looking at team purpose and looking at this piece, one of you share with me what what that card represents to you around team purpose. Who would like to go?
I can
Usha?
go. My name is Zusha.
Thank you.
Okay, I resonate with this picture of a shattered glass. So I feel that as a team, we are setting up new examples because ICF Doha chapter, because Doha has been a multicultural place. So we have a team which is truly multicultural because everybody comes from a different country and a different background. So we are going to shatter the glass, the notions of everybody else around us that we can achieve a lot. So what if we are from different backgrounds, but when we come together as a team, we respect each other's diversity, respect inclusion, and move forward. That's how I feel about these pictures, and this shattered glass is what I would say. And this also means to me as an individual, because I can only speak for myself, that I want to break through that glass. I want to come out as a leader, as a coach, which maybe I couldn't come out, which I was not able to do personally at this point of time. So this is a chance for me to be a leader and defy whatever even I was thinking before I joined the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
So I invite someone else to share which picture they've chosen. Asma.
Yes. For me, the picture of the Lego bricks resonated most for me. I think when it comes to team purpose, one piece of Lego is just one piece of Lego, and not every piece is the same as the other. So this comes into each leader, director coming from their own background, their own experience, who they are as a person and what they bring to the board. And then putting all these bricks together, or are these Lego pieces together, would create a different, unique masterpiece, but a piece that would be so unique and different for whatever that happened, and will not be the same, because it's this group that combined together will bring everything that they bring individually and with as a team to create this masterpiece of ICF Doha.
Wow. There's so much in there, and I saw the energy and your hands were moving. And Asma, and when you've got that in front of you and you connect with that picture, what was it that stood out the most in that picture?
I think it's the different colors. So the Legos are not the same. So it's different shapes, different sizes, different colors, and they're all scattered. I think that's what resonated most with me. I can see that there's one figure that's there, but it's useless without the pieces, kind of thing. So maybe this would resonate, that even as a leader, a standing person by himself would be useless without the pieces that would make up the whole idea of whatever a team is.
And what's the learning there?
That being on the board is a team effort. It's never just one person, whatever their role is. And it's the matter of being responsible and accountable for yourself to be able to put in your piece and come together to create this whole masterpiece of being the board of ICF Doha.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, we'd go deeper and deeper because of time. Over to Mark and the next board member.
And invite one others. We're getting down. Nora.
Yeah.
All right. So what card spoke to you the most?
The ladder.
The ladder.
Yes.
Okay. So what was it about the letter that that drew you in?
As we have that vision for the Doha chapter for our members, non-members, our community here in Doha and beyond, is to develop even more and to connect even more and influence even more and lead even more. The word who really stands to me is connection. And for me, the ladder, those represent our level of consciousness about ourselves, about our members, colleague, about our colleague in the board, about our stakeholders and our person we don't know from the community as well. So it brings our consciousness, and for me, it's that ascension of consciousness. And I mean, this is all about consciousness. Are we conscious about what we really want for ourselves and in the world and for our those surround us? What is our desire really specifically? How that connects with everyone's desire and vision. So that vertical symbol of consciousness and those gradual ascent represent as well all what we know, our wisdom through our consciousness, our behaviors, our actions toward what we desire. I desire, connected to the common desire. That's what the ladder represents to me.
Yeah, and Nora, I can hear the passion in you. When you, yeah, and I can see it, and I'm sure everybody else can see it, and how much you believe in that. What part of you, where is it with your heart?
I think, Mark, you say a word that really resonate with me. I am a believer. I think it's we have our competencies, we have our values, the essence of who we are, and we have that specific talent, innate talent in each one of us. And I think I'm a believer. I'm a person of vision. So that's what really resonates with me. That vision, common vision. It's more than a desire, individual desire. Yeah.
I can hear it in you, and I can see it in you as well. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, invite Claire to bring someone else in.
So Zaina's written in the chat, and I'll read what's been written. And if you want to try the sound, let's see how it goes. So Zaina's written, I resonate with the clock. We have a lot to do as a team, and time is crucial to achieve our goals. I seem to be reading it quite snappy somehow. And working as a team, time could become to our side instead of being an obstacle. Anything else you want to add there, Zaina, in terms of resonance with the picture and team purpose? I wish my mic was working. Thank you, thank you. And here's another question around that picture with the clock. What's noticeable in terms of the colours on that picture? know them, pure black and white. Sharp ideas. Wow. We've seen that already in the few months you've all been a team. One definite goal. Beautiful. Thank you, Zaina. And over to Mark and Adriana.
Just inviting Adriana to bring us home, so to speak, and bring that piece of you to it.
Thank you, Mark and Claire. Thanks, team. And I'm with Usha, so I chose the glass picture. When I first look at the picture, it's there, really showing our fragility, our insecurities, our own judgments. And it also shows to me that if this breaks, we will all be broken because each piece depends on the other. And also, when I look from inside out, it shows transparency, it shows clarity, it shows the power of communication. And also, we can open this window with so much care and attention not to break anything while it still is looking like that. But if we want this to be fully recovered, we need to make a team collective effort to make all these fractions be glued somehow with each other's skills, knowledge, trust, and also the lack of purpose, a shared purpose. So that's what came up for me.
Wow. The transparency. Yeah.
Yes.
Glue it back. Yeah. Can you say that with a little bigger smile? Any chance of that?
Yes. A great transparency
Let's see.
with our cement here. It's more than a glue, it's a cement to stick it and never break it again.
I think of that word that you just said, stick it. It's, the difference between stick it and sustainable is stick it. It's here to last. And the power of the image that you bring when you think about that gluing it and sticking it back together, I get the image of one of those beautiful Japanese pots that are broken that they redesign, and the beauty of the pot is in the rebuilding of it.
Yes.
And how it's brought back together.
Absolutely, that's what I thought. And again, it's the power of the wisdom there, what we can learn from those experiences, those fractions.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
So we know there's other board members on the call, and we're going to bring this to a close, but we do invite the other board members as well to share in the chat. So to close this, for any board members pinned and any others on the call, now you've heard what others connected with in terms of those images as metaphors, and we had the ladder, Lego, the clock, and both beautiful. What's one message from you, Zubda, in a nutshell, at team level? What's your message to the team at team level? Now you've heard from the others. Who would like to share? and either say it or type it. Asma?
I'll just say it since I raised my hand. I noticed that in terms of purpose, we all have the same purpose of why we are in the board. It's the different perspectives of how everyone sees it that's different. So keeping our eye on the purpose itself, regardless of whatever perspective we come with, is maybe what we need to focus on as a board, so that we all come together no matter how we see the purpose of us as a team.
And I notice you use the words "is maybe what we need to focus on." Is maybe.
Is what we should focus on. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
You sat back and you sat up at that point. What we should focus on. Fabulous. Thank you, Asma. Anyone else before we close?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I choose the blog, maybe reflecting to the pictures. It's putting the right person in a right place. Team coaching help us to do this. And this is my reflection.
Iman, thank you for sharing. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so, ICF board, thank you for being part of this experiment in terms of sharing the use of picture cards in team coaching. And with your permission, we will unpin you and we'll explore what worked in that, what didn't, and so forth. How's that? And a million other uses for cards as well. Ooh, so everyone else is now, we're moving out the goldfish bowl and we're moving back into the bigger room, and the board may need a little bit of time because they've been deep in this activity. Anyone like to share what they noticed in terms of the process of this activity with the board? Take yourself off mute, and who'd like to share?
I will share as a member of the board, giving the time to our attendees to reflect on what they experiment with us, because they experiment with us as well. And it is always very helpful to use that images to tap in our knowledge. And it's very interesting experience, as I was hesitating between the glass as well and the ladder, and we can sense as well some the values and the same thing as another member of the board as well. Other person, they can say other equivalents, other things they saw that it is important for them. In terms of process, it was very smooth. I felt that I was understood, and the tone of voice, the pace, I didn't feel that I had two coaches in front of me. I didn't see that discrepancy between, or something convoluted between the coaches. The process were very, very fluid. So our replies were fluid as well. And I enjoyed. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you. And of course, there's a million other things that can be done where you choose one card randomly, or you compare the cards that are chosen, what's resonant, what's dissonant, or making a story with the cards that the team have chosen together. Anyone else like to share what they experienced while this activity was going on? Yeah, it does, absolutely, Ren. It takes a deep dive, but as Mark said, it's a way to use metaphors, connect with the team together, but by using the metaphors, it can support psychological safety. It can allow people to open up even more. Thank you. So we're moving on now to the next bit of the session, and I believe the next bit is over to Samira, who's going to do an activity around pitching for systemic team coaching. Very different activity.
Right, thank you, Claire. And please make me a co-host. Anyone? Great. And for the rest of you guys, just a quick question. Have you ever used Miro? Just type yes or give me one of these. Thumbs up. Yes, Adriana says yes. Michael, yes. Susan, great. Iman, yes. Of course. All our CoachMe team members, they're good. Excellent. Now, so each group, they will have at least one person who's good in using Miro. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, everyone can share the screen. Just don't do it now, but I mean, when you're in the breakout room. Once you are in your breakout room, you will be given a link to our Miro board. If you notice, the size of the Miro board is very big. So now I'm at 1%. All you need to do is come closer, closer, closer to around 3%. And each room has a tag or kind of like a space, room 1, room 2, room 3, and room 4. You and your team member, only one person can actually do that, and the rest can, just be part of the discussion. The question is, if you are given a project for team coaching, what do you think we are pricing? What will be the cost elements that we need to consider before giving our price? So you will pick the sticky notes, place it here, double click on it, and then just write, click anywhere else, it will be pasted. Of course, for those who are excellent with Miro, I'm sure we have a lot of them here, then you can actually use it as easy. So anyone will have access to edit. Please do not delete anything. Okay. So activity 1 is the link is in the chat. 2, you will be, sent to a different room. 4 rooms. Quite a big number. Once you're in room, so Adriana, whoever is with you, Adriana, you are room 1. Okay, great. Annette, Dr. Muhammad, Graham, Mark, you guys are in room 2. Okay. Adriana, are you in with 2 accounts? Ah.
Yes.
Okay, so room 3. What I'm gonna do, Adri, I'm gonna move you to room 2 again. So both your accounts are in the same room. Let me see.
Thanks,
Khalid.
Samira.
That's okay, dear. Marie, Muhammad, Iraqi, you guys are in room 3. So whoever is with you, you're in room 3. Amani, Anna, Iman Sahwan, you guys, Jennifer, Jenny, Zaina, you guys in room 4. So you can open your camera if you want. At least you can unmute yourself or chat with your team members. Write on your board, what do you think we need to add in our coaching? Guys who did our CoachMe team coaching program, do not cheat. Try to facilitate the session. Okay. And you will be given how long, Claire?
Like 5 minutes. Just go for it. It's a roller coaster.
Okay, 5 minutes and I'll bring you back. Have the guy. We'll see you in 5 minutes. See ya.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right. So we have 5 minutes. How do we do?
All right. So we are which room? I'm not sure who she mentioned. 4?
We are
Four.
All right. Let's open now.
And I can't use my mic, guys, right? The noise is still there.
No.
No.
I can hear
It's okay.
When we open on the same link, that's what happens, Asma. That's a learning lesson.
That we need to fix. Technical problems, they happen. Okay, this is uploading, but I'm not sure it's taking longer than expected. Okay.
So who's going to sharing his screen?
All right, I can share.
Any volunteer?
I'll share. Can we share? Yeah. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
Our time is moving.
Can we start brainstorming while we're
Oh, yeah,
waiting
the
for the
question-
screen? Yeah.
Yeah, the question is, I don't know where the screen went.
We are room 4, so you can go to the page. Yes.
So brainstorm.
What
the element of
was
Yeah, sorry, go. Okay.
So each one can not. Yeah.
Brainstorm the element of pricing and costing
on-
for any team coaching project. So we need elements and costing of coaching projects. Yeah.
So I'm not seeing the shared. Is somebody's gonna write it for, how does it work? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think me too. I cannot see it. So maybe one person can write and we will say them.
Yeah, would be a good idea.
If I have it, since I have it open, I'll write and you guys can tell me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we can start with the obvious, like time.
Yeah, the link is there. Anyone can enter it and go to page number.
I cannot see it in the chat. It is as if it
I
disappeared.
just sent it now.
We only
Yes,
have
okay.
one more minute
Okay.
left, 1.5.
So
Ideas. Let's go. So,
The number of people being coached.
okay.
time, number of
And
coaches
I think also
also.
the time that,
Yes, duration.
so how many coaches involved. And also probably how many hours we're putting into the designing of the work as well.
Yes,
Complexity
Because
of the issue.
preparation.
Time for preparation. Exactly. Also, any technical tools we might use if we're using virtual. So maybe you want to include it in the pitch.
Yeah.
As well.
Assessments.
Assessment.
Resources.
Any image?
Resources, number of people.
Maybe it depends if we're doing like activities, incentives outside of the office, you know, like if there is I don't know, team activities that are happening outside.
Other extra activities?
Yes.
Yeah.
Personal
What else?
test, personal company image. If there is any cost of traveling and other whatever stationaries.
Yes, costs.
Accommodation, travel.
Stationaries, maybe.
Personal stationaries. By the way, my
Maybe
working for me. I'm just writing it on my
Or out of time.
maybe we need to outsource something.
Outsource.
I cannot.
If we're doing it live, probably.
It's okay.
Samira, yes, our Zoom, mirror, we couldn't get on. Apologies.
It's okay, no worries.
I've captured some notes.
Okay, that's great. That will do.
Same here for me. I wasn't able to write on it, so I wrote it on my notebook.
No worries, no worries. So let's do a quick wrap up. So room one, you guys can read it, but yeah, what is the budget? Hey, so I can price X given, and now I'm solving a Y problem. That's actually a good one, because if I'm going to put 20,000 or 200,000 reals for a team coaching, I said, well, you know, if you're solving a big problem, you can put a big price, but given what are the tools that you're going to use in your approach, right? So stakeholder involvement, maybe I can think about that. For example, are we flying people in? Are we going to do more meetings? So would that take us more time? Are we bringing in other consultants to talk to stakeholders? Are we doing some customer surveys? The travel expenses, absolutely. The preparations, the tests, the activities. Are we going to do it in venue? Are there any specific licensing such as Trello, Jira? Is the client also requiring things like, do we need a Scrum Master? Do we need a project manager on board? So do we need to certify one of our team members to be a Scrum Master? So that's an additional cost. The tools, the rates of the coaches, excellent. The Zoom fees, yep, right. The supervision cost, excellent. I like that. Well done.
And so much more important for team coaching, and especially when there's co-delivery.
True, I absolutely. We do actually consider that in our team coaching. If we have more than 3 coaches, definitely we'll have supervision sessions and a project management on top of that, and also training. Let's see, room 3 and 4. Esma or Marie, would you like to share your comments?
I can go. Sorry. All right. For us, there was number of people or employees or teams that would be coached. It's assessments, resources. If there are any other activities, accommodation if there's travel for the person or the team. If there's going to be any outsourcing, personal, for example, stationery, if this is going to be in person. I think that's most of what we covered.
Yeah. I like the idea you actually brought the stationery. Claire and I were involved in the SAMREF project in Sudara. So in SAMREF, they actually made the caps and the posters of CoachME, the cards, the journals, and those were the extra things we gave, because we want the system to coach the coaching, or the coaching to happen, as opposed to the coach doing the coaching, right? So you need to create that tool and system to support that. Excellent. Mary, thank you.
I think most people have so far caught what we said: admin, pre and post the work, printing, content creation, co-creation, how many meetings you'll have to go to. if you're co-creating with the organization,
Mhm.
copywriting of materials, the number of people in groups, how many groups, people assessments, etc., and a lot of other things that other people have shared.
Thank you, Mary. Yep. You guys covered most of the things. One of the things that you said, the admin codes. Do we need to have a special admin for this project? Yes or no? Do we need to have, sometimes I would say, is it only a pure team coaching, or it's the team coaching is part of a bigger project? Are we going to do some trainings here? Are we going to do some team building activities? So yes. And how to do it? Well, there are different ways. You can do it through, with hours, days, retainers. We do prefer to do it in phases. Phase 1, the analysis and the information gathering, and then phase 2 is the, doing the value proposition, the mission, the vision of the team, gluing the team. Are they the right team? And then next, the actual work, the breakout of the task, the coachings, the however that will happen, and then moving towards the next phase, right? And I mean, this, one of the reasons why we don't say it's around the, it's about how many coaches and the hours, is because sometimes the client will say, okay, can we do 120 hours as opposed to 200 hours, which you proposed? Okay, we have 3 coaches instead of 5. Can you reduce the price now? So it's not about how many people or how many hours, it's about what are we putting in that phase, right?
And it's really seeing it as it's a project. It's not just coaching. There's so much more to it. And, are you coaching all the team individually as well? A million things included. Now, we feel really strongly. I was involved with ICF as they call it an SME, a subject matter expert, to look at the team coaching competencies before they were finalized. And then doing work at the moment for EMCC with David Clutterbuck on team coaching supervision competencies. Now, we feel really strongly that this is the UK competency framework, level 7 being masters and master level. And we feel strongly that this comes in at about 6. So that's graduate level. And what we mean by that is there is so much involved that it needs to have more understanding of the theories and the complexity and things like, business acumen. Without all that, it's tricky. So one thing we're moving on to shortly is looking at the competencies. And just before we go there, Mark's going to share a few words about the TAP 360. We've also got Arne on the call, who trains on the TAP 360 and is an assessor for it as well. So Mark.
Yeah, thanks so much, Claire. And the TAP 360 is a wonderful tool in terms of working with the team and the external. And you go back to the image where you created your systemic view early on. Go right back to that. And that's the value of when we take a look at this TAP 360, is it incorporates all those points of view. We're bringing all those in. Take a look at it. The TAP 360, like any assessment, is really important to explore it first. What is the mindset that people are going into when they complete the TAP 360, the assessment itself? Taking a look at what are they wanting to learn from an assessment. What are those things that, as an organization, what do they want to see come out of this? And so the TAP 360 is a really valuable tool for looking at themes across stakeholders, individuals, the team members themselves, not individual. It doesn't bring individual team members. It brings the collective wisdom of the team to the tool itself. And we go through an assessment in different areas. Now, the wonderful thing with the TAP 360 is we get a chance to sit down with the team leader. It brings us an opportunity to have the conversation, bring that level of curiosity with the team leader, to review and reflect on how these results impact them. What is their thinking when they see it before, and how do we collectively want to address it when we move forward and share the results with the team, to take a look at what are the perspectives of how we look at. So what Claire's pulled up now is just an example of the assessment tool and the results that can come out of it. So you can just quickly see this is where some of the gaps were, if the team leader is you can see the different colors related to the different stakeholder groups. And if the team leader has a view of the team in one way and the team members have it another way, where's that disconnect? Where is that coming from? And how is that impacting the greater collective, the system as a whole? So it's one of those tools, and there's several different categories that go through. The other part of the TAP 360, which is really an incredibly valuable tool, is there's a narrative as well. The narrative part of the tool really brings forth comments, and it allows comments around, those pieces around what should the team continue to do, what should the team step back from, and what does the team need to do to step into really becoming that high performance team. So we're looking at those comments that help elevate the actual team itself. And it's an online tool. It's an incredibly valuable piece of coming in. And I know within the costing, people brought up the assessment tools. This is one of those tools where how do we incorporate it into, and what are we going to learn from the tool itself?
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah.
There are only, and we've done a lot of research, there's only 4 of this type of team level tool. A lot of us know team types like the Belbin, this is Savile. Who am I and what do I contribute as a team player in terms of my strengths and development areas? And you can map the whole team, whereas the TAP 360 is looking at high impact and performance of the team. Thank you. We need about another 3 hours.
Yeah.
So where we're moving to now is having a little think, and we've got a bit of a game here as well. After the session, we invite you to hashtag ICF Doha, of course, and hashtag signature presence. And we are giving away 3, included with the board, we are giving away 3 complimentary places on the next TAP 360 training for the best that's out there with the hashtag signature presence piece that's out there in social media. So I invite you now to relax, to grab a pencil and paper again, and I'm going to guide you through a way to connect with your signature presence. And there may be for some of you a little bit of mystery around this. What's signature presence? And for some of you, you may be on the journey already. And I invite you after the session or tomorrow to create something then to share with social media and the world in terms of you and your signature presence. So here we go. So let's stay with this slide actually. So existentially, who are you? Now there's a deep question. And I believe in Arabic it's existentially is wujudiyan or wujudien. Who are you? What do you uniquely bring to a team coaching partnership? And by partner, we're talking about the team and way beyond the team. What self-work do you commit to as a practice to stay at your edge as a team coach? What's your personal take on the work that you need to do? Notice we use the word need, for the sake of teams in our world. In terms of your authority, what do you bring to the table in terms of experience and qualifications? And we firmly believe that anyone embarking on team coaching, having a foundation of coaching first and a qualification training in team coaching is an advantage. What's your view on that in terms of your signature presence? Bless you. What are your behaviors that you connect with to enable others in the teams that you work with to experience what they need? Why team coaching? Why now? What's your signature presence in activating a systemic lens? Listening out there and doing what's needed in here. And what way does all this resonate with your life purpose? That's quite a lot. So we invite you to play with that, to work with that, and get something out there. We'll all look at the hashtag and we can all learn together after the session. And I know time's coming to a close. And I know some of you have got iftar very shortly. So I'm going to zoom through the last little bit, and we're sharing competencies. What are you a rock star at? What are your growth edges as a team coach? What are you curious about? What have you learned today? What do you need to grow in terms of skills, knowledge, and behaviors? So we've got the team coaching competency model of ICF. Some things that we feel are important in it. Of course, it's all important. Clarity of value proposition. What way is it adding impact? Incremental learning as a coach, reflective practice. It's there in the new core competencies too. Contracting with all the stakeholders, and ABC, always be contracting. Safety, psychological, physical, and so much more. Using self as an instrument and being grounded in your competence for the work that has to be done in this volatile, complex world we live. Using all data, before and after measures like the TAP 360, so you can see where gaps have been closed. What is the current and future stakes? Evoke awareness and partner in creating the results together. So 2 years ago, we created the CoachME team coaching competencies. We're going to share those with you in the deck. Have a look through them. Mark off which ones you're a rock star at, which ones are your growth edge, which terminology do you need to learn about that maybe you've not even tapped into yet. And the areas that we use are over here on the right. There's total resonance with ICF competencies. These go a bit deeper. And then also the Agile Manifesto. So I'm an Agile certified coach, Samir is a Scrum Master too. We see ICF team coaching competencies, and in fact the new competencies, resonant with the Agile methodology and principles, its values in essence. And there's a little bit of an explanation at the bottom. Going into a bit more detail here, we as coaches model the behavior, the communication that's needed for the team to work at their best in and beyond sessions and when observing BAU, business as usual. Continuous improvement is there in Agile and with the ICF competencies and hours. Results focus, systemic alignment, noticing the learning in the system, adaptability, support and trust, celebrating milestones, and shared accountability. So just briefly, we're not going through these. These are the competencies I'm sharing after the session. So you can also have a look through, rate yourself. What are your strengths and development areas? Again, just supporting so much in the early days of team coaching, if it's a new area for you. Supervision, whether it's in groups, one-on-one, even peer supervision with a co-coach, is just invaluable. And this is signature presence in terms of I've adapted it from John Leary Joyce's approach. And so we've talked about your signature presence. We haven't got time to share some of the organizations and the projects we've been working with. If you go away with nothing else, be aware of your place in the team coaching system. Think about what's next for you. And to close, none of this is important unless we learn, they learn, and the whole system learns. Words from Katz, the moments of happiness. We had the experience, but missed the meaning. So, on that note, we'd love you to just speak up or put in the chat. And I believe IFTA is in about 12 minutes, so we do have to move at pace down the last bit of the roller coaster. Who's staying on the ride for even more, and who's getting off to take a breath? So share what the biggest piece of your learning was today in this session. And what's next for you as a team coach? Who'd like to share? Thank you, Khalid. Some great things there. And do get in touch with us if you've got any questions after the session. We do complimentary sessions each month. Very happy to chat even further. Good to see Michael Jackson here. So it's hashtag ICF Doha, of course, and the other hashtag is signature presence. If you want to use CoachME as well, you're very welcome. So signature. And any other pieces of learning? What's your biggest takeaway? Every medium possible. Let's get ICF Doha out there, Mike. Absolutely. It's all about the learning, Nora. Thank you for sharing. So Samira's got a team coach training coming up soon in Arabic. It's the only one in the region, systemic team coaching in Arabic. Reach out if you'd like further information. And we've also got a systemic team coaching 40 CCE in June. That was 1% sell, I hope. Halas, no more. And over to Asma.
Thank you so much, Claire, Mark, Samira, Adriana, and everyone who has joined from all over the world. I will not stay longer. For anyone that's fasting, iftar shahi, siyam maqbool. For all of you, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your night, day. Enjoy your coffee. Have a blessed day. Thank you. It was very interesting.
Thank you, Esma. Esma, for those who want to get the CCEs for this session, I'm just posting a link. Please, guys, fill this links and for us to send you your CCEs, right? And we, of course, learn from you guys. If you want to send that, and we will keep it open for like half an hour, and then we'll close it. Yep.
I have a very fast poll. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah. Yes, I have a very fast poll I added. If everyone can rate this session, that would be amazing before you leave.
Yeah,
Samira, I think your form is not opening up. I think, Samira, your form is not opening here. It's saying it's no longer accepting responses.
Okay, can you check it now? Thank you for setting that issue. There we go.
Yes, it's not working. I checked it now also.
Check it now, dear.
It's working now. It's working now.
Yay. So it's 1.5 CCE. When we get the evaluations, we'll send out the CCEs to you all. And don't forget the hashtag signature presence ICF Doha. Let's bombard the world with some of our reflections. Great to have you all here. Shukran jazilan.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
That was fun. Thank you.
Thank
you,
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Ma'as-salama.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Everyone. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
And lovely working with the whole team. If the team wants to stay on, should we have a little chat? And I know Samira may be running.
No, I'm fine. I just ordered my food, so it's just here.
Skip the dishes. Here we go.
Oh, wow, look at them.
Yay.
Oh, wow.
Please reach out, guys.
50% amazing, great, good.
Good. Yay.
Bravo.
Me being a co-host, I couldn't rate. So
great job, team. Thank you very much.
Ahlan, Muhammad.
Yeah, Mo. Coach Mo. Give us the Mo.
Yay.
All right, I will need to leave for iftar. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. Bye, Asma. نشوفك على خير. مع السلامة, dear.
Bye, Asma.
حياكم الله. Bye.
Bye.